On to a story making global headlines, which the Newsfirst international desk has been keeping close tabs on. Ukrainian MPs have voted to oust President Yanukovych and hold early presidential elections on the 25th of May. The vote came barely an hour after Yanukovych said in a television address that he would not resign. Ukrainian protesters have been able to enter the president's official and residential buildings in Kiev after they were abandoned by the police. They have stationed guards outside the entrances to offices, while the Interior Ministry has said in a statement that it supports the people. President Viktor Yanukovych's aides say that he is in Kharkiv, close to Russia. The opposition have called for elections before the 25th of May, earlier than envisaged in yesterday's peace deal. In fast-moving events today, Parliament voted for opposition leader Yulia Tymoshenko to be released immediately. Tymoshenko, a former Prime Minister and long-standing rival of President Viktor Yanukovych, was narrowly defeated by him in a runoff for the presidency in February 2010. Also in Parliament, Speaker Volodymyr Rybak resigned, citing ill health. He has been replaced by Alexander Turkinov, an ally of Tymoshenko. Another Tymoshenko ally, Arsen Avakov, has been appointed as the interim Interior Minister. He replaces Vitaly Zakharchenko, who was sacked yesterday after being blamed for the deaths of civilians in last week's crackdown on protests. Meanwhile, protesters in Maidan Square in the Ukrainian capital Kiev, the heart of months of protests that broke into bloody violence this week and in which at least 77 people were killed, are satisfied that their demonstrations have been met with an agreement for early elections. And back to the local arena, JVP Propaganda Secretary MP Vijita Herat says that the government's economic policy is facing a crisis situation.
The JVP's election operation office in Biegama was declared open by the party's Propaganda Secretary MP Vijita Herat today. This economy has been completely destroyed today. The people cannot live. Today the people are cutting down egawood trees and selling them to Pakistanis to make some money. Or they try to capture the crocodile gecko from their kitchen and give it to Pakistanis in little bags to make some money. The economic wonders of this government are so great that even baby crocodile geckos in the kitchen are not being left in peace.
UNP parliamentarian Sajid Premadasa says that if the law is genuinely implemented in Sri Lanka, the people will not face hardships. He expressed these views at a meeting held in Dembarawava today.
A program to provide free legal aid to persons who have been defrauded by fraudulent financial institutions in the Hambantota district was held in Dembarawava Tissamaharama today. The program was held under the patronage of MP Sajid Premadasa.
මේ වගේ මූල්‍ය ආයතන මේ හම්බන්තොට දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ ජනතාව අනාථ කරනකොට වගකීම් යුතු නිලධාරීන් මොකද්ද කරේ කියන එක මට ලොකු ප්‍රශ්නයක්.
I have a major question as to what the competent authorities did when financial institutions like these were putting the people of the Hambantota district into a state of despair. The law in this country is overgrown with weeds today. Lawlessness reigns supreme. Corrupt financial institutions which engage in thievery, fraud, bank rackets and currency counterfeiting are operating right in front of the officials. I wish to clearly state to you that no matter what racket is being carried out by whom, it is the government that must be held responsible. That is the truth. If the law is being genuinely implemented, then you would never be in trouble. When someone comes to you and asks you to do various things and that you will be able to make a good sum of money out of it, don't just think twice about it. Think at least 10 times about it.
හොඳ ගානක් ගන්න පුළුවන් අරක ගන්න පුළුවන් මේක ගන්න පුළුවන් කියනකොට එකපාරක් දෙපාරක් නෙවෙයි 10 පාරක් හිතලා බලන්න.
Speaking at a media briefing held in Colombo recently, UNP parliamentarian Dr. Harsha De Silva commented on several projects that have been undertaken in the country.
දූෂිත චීන ව්‍යාපාරිකයෙක් සමග එකතු වෙලා කොළඹ ඉඩම්.
There is a project to steal abandoned lands in Colombo which involves a corrupt Chinese businessman. Why do I say that this institution is corrupt? The name of the company is the China Communication Construction Company, or CCCC. China Harbour Engineering Company, or CHEC, is also a part of this. It is an institution that has been banned by the World Bank. It is this company that constructed the first phase of the Hambantota port. They said $350 million, and then they said there was a rock there and it wound up costing $500 million. It is the same company that has undertaken the second phase of the Hambantota port. It is being done at a cost of $810 million, and there has been no call for tenders. They built the Matala Airport at a cost of $210 million, and there too there was no call for tenders. The highway is being extended from Matala to Hambantota. There has been no call for tenders, and it is costing $400 million. The section from Galle to Matala, which is 30 kilometers, was also built by them at a cost of $180 million. The estimate that was given by the Asia Development Bank, including initial costs, was $3.6 million. I will give you 3 or 4 examples as to why this is a corrupt institution. In 2009, they built roads in the Philippines and artificially jacked up the costs. In 2012, they were caught thieving off the project to construct the 23-kilometer-long DCS technology bridge in Malaysia. I extend a challenge to prove that the company known as CCCC and China Harbour have not been banned by the World Bank until 2017. If you can prove it, I will resign from my seat in Parliament tomorrow. Welcome back. In yet another development from Ukraine, opposition leader, former Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko was freed from jail a short while ago. Ukrainian MPs have already voted to oust President Yanukovych and hold early presidential elections on the 25th of May. The vote came barely an hour after Yanukovych said in a televised address that he would not resign. The Newsfirst International Desk will have more details as events unfold. Meanwhile, let's take a look at some of the views expressed on the election stage.
There are no female candidates for the Hambantota district. No matter who you give preferential votes to, do not forget the beetle leaf. We present female candidates most of the time. However, sometimes even other women don't vote for them.
Fathers and sons come canvassing for votes. In some cases, the father is dead and the son comes canvassing for votes. The provincial council is the training ground for them before going to parliament. The provincial council is their Montessori.
Something that the Janata Vimukti Peramuna has constantly harped on is that we hold dansals. Alright, let us say our dansals are good. Now it has been stopped. And it is the JVP that is holding dansals. Every night their candidates bring people to their homes and give them food and drink.
Over the past 20 years, they have said every possible lie. They are pickpocketing 70 of the 100 rupees in the pockets of these innocent people. There are no pickpockets in PETA now. There is no need to be fearful of pickpockets anymore, because they have nothing to pick anymore. There are only ID cards and receipts for pawned goods in people's pockets.
When we commenced development work, they asked us whether they should eat the roads. They criticized us, saying that children were getting sick because of the dust. When we carpeted the road over the ABC mixture, painted the markings and made the roads nice, they scolded us, saying that we had built roads for racers and that people would be killed. The people who level these criticisms do not understand that if 10,000 people travel on the road, 10,000 labour hours can be saved.
The people are not asking for expressways or ports. The people are not asking for airports. The people need the basics to live. And also on an election-related note, Democratic Party Colombo District candidate Susil Kindelpite says that the public is coming together to change the existing systems in the country. He made this statement in Kolonnawa today. Susil Kindelpite engaged in his election campaign today by travelling from house to house in the Colombo area. What we have heard from every house is that the existing systems of the government have to change. Therefore, people are coming together against this. We believe that the people are ready to lead Kolonnawa to victory. UPFA Gampar district candidate, attorney at law Susara Dinal, opened his first campaign office in Minuangoda yesterday.
Attorney-at-law Susara Dinal visited the Minuwangoda Raja Mahaviharya and engaged in religious observances before opening his first campaign office. An event was also held in line with the opening of the campaign office. Today is a very important day in our election campaign. Today we were able to open our first campaign office. We hope to speed up our election activities from today onwards. We will engage in our propaganda activities in this district, and we will also open several other election offices.
The decision of the Tamil Nadu state government to release 7 assassins of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi evoked mixed reactions in India yesterday. Youth staged protests in Tamil Nadu demanding the release and expressing anti-federal government sentiments through slogans.
The students participating in the protest in Coimbatore said it was being staged to put forth their demand to the federal government to release Sandhan, Murugan and Perarivalan. The protesters also tore posters of the Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi and were arrested by the city police later.
என்னோட டிமாண்ட் என்னன்னா இன்னும் 10 நாட்களில் அவங்களை விடுதலை செய்ய வேண்டும் அப்படினா மிகப்பெரிய ரயில் மறியல் சாலை மறியல் போன்ற மறியலில் ஈடுபடுவோம் மாணவர்கள் கூட்டமை சார்பாக.
Members of ruling Congress protested in New Delhi condemning the decision of the release of the convicts. Senior leader of Delhi Congress Kiran Walia said that the party does not support the release of convicts responsible for killing former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi.
सारे कानून की धज्जियां उड़ाकर बहुत ही संकीर्ण बिल्कुल जिसे कहें कि सबसे नीचे के स्तर की राजनीति को अपनाते हुए राजीव गांधी जी के हत्यारों को जिस तरह से रिहा किया, सेंटर को रेफर नहीं करा, वो बिल्कुल शर्मनाक बात ही नहीं है. उन्होंने ये हिंदुस्तान के प्रधानमंत्री के लिए करा.
Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu Jayalalitha Jairam triggered outrage in the ruling Congress party by announcing her government's decision to release all 7 convicts in the Rajiv Gandhi assassination case on Wednesday, as the party blamed her for playing politics over the case. In 2000, the mercy petition for the convicts was sent to the President of India, the last stage in the process of appeals, and was rejected 11 years later. At present, the Indian Supreme Court has issued a stay order on the Tamil Nadu government's decision to release the convicts.
And on a lighter note, the third Gaul Music Festival, a collaboration of the Seva Lanka Foundation, the Royal Norwegian Embassy and the Aru Sri Art Theatre, will be held on the 15th of March. A media briefing on the festival took place in Colombo last evening.
The Gaul Music Festival is the sister event of the Jaffna Music Festival and will take place around the Gaul Fort. The festival provides a platform to present a blend of unique sounds that will give prominence to groups representing all ethnic communities across all regions of the island.
By creating a meeting place for musicians from different districts in Sri Lanka, we believe and hope that this festival will stimulate and motivate musicians and the audiences and contribute to the learning and exchange, but also bringing understanding and exchange between communities as the festival brings together artists from all parts and corners of the country and all ethnic groups.
The International Travelling University, which has initiated many projects around the world, undertook a visit to Sri Lanka. The aim of their visit was to transform the Uva Wellassa University into the first zero-emission campus in Sri Lanka and South Asia.
The International Travelling University delegation, which comprises of 12 research students and scientists from 9 countries, began their project in Sri Lanka on the 14th of February. After a number of days of field visits and data gathering, the group presented their diagnostic summary for a possible zero-emissions campus yesterday. The Zero-Emission Campus initiative is one which has the backing of the Uva Wellassa University, Diomwell Campus Birkenfeld and the German-based IFAS.
We'll be looking for technologies and methods to improve the efficiency of energy. We will look for renewable energy sources which can be used here, and also reduce the waste and reuse the waste to generate the energy, and also reduce the unwanted emissions which will harm the environment. So all in all, the Zero Emission Campus project is a part of our environmental conservation plan of the university.
We are developing technologies and strategies to set off fossil carbon emissions, and we are also trying to avoid wastewater and waste in order to save money, in order to save the environment, but also in order to attract innovation and kind of research options.
The International Travelling University also visited the Newsfirst complex in Colombo recently and shared these views with us.
The goal of the project is to transform the UVA Velasa University towards a zero-emission campus. So the approach is quite complex and it's related to our university. So the university is based in Germany, where we're coming from. We bring students from different countries to another country and focusing one object.
And it's very interesting for me to get to know the system and also the people and how you can work with the Sri Lankan people on campus. But secondly, it's also a big experience for me and all the other students from ECB, because we can gain a lot of experience in project managing and project working, which we can use for our later and further life.
We are here with the Traveling University seminar, which is, in my perspective, an opportunity to put in practice the concepts that we've been taught, the economical, the technical, the material flow concepts. We're here to match learning that we're getting with your knowledge of the country and hopefully get a successful project with the Zero Emission Campus.
And first up on sports news is cricket. In the absence of Sri Lanka's batting powerhouses TM Dilshan, Kumar Sangakkara and Mahela Jayawardene, Kusal Janit Pereira hammered his maiden century to lead Sri Lanka to a 6-wicket win against Bangladesh in the third ODI. The victory ensured that Sri Lanka did not lose a single game during their tour of Bangladesh.
Now that's the width you're talking about. That's cracks Tawar Rahman.
Put into bat at the Shoaib Bangla Stadium in Mirpur, Bangladesh capitalized on home conditions to post 240 runs with a loss of 8 wickets in their allotted 50 overs. Monimul Haq top scored for the hosts with 60 runs, while Nazir Hussain chipped in with 38 runs. Dhamika Prasad was the pick of the bowlers for Sri Lanka with figures of 3 for 49.
It's gone, he's caught at mid-wicket.
Sliced away, backward. Sri Lanka got off to a steady start with Lahiru Thirimana and Kusal Janit Pereira putting on an opening stand of 44 runs. However, Bangladesh struck back with 2 quick wickets, dismissing Thirimana and Kitruan Vitanage cheaply.
Madula continues and gets the wicket. Kitruan Vitanage goes across the line.
Kusal Janit then tied up with Dinesh Chandimal and put on a 138-run stand for the third wicket. Dinesh Chandimal scored his 11th ODI half-century today.
He's helping to...
This is a good hit.
Kusal Janit Pereira meanwhile hammered his maiden one-day international century today, which also earned him the Man of the Match award.
Effort by Kusal Pereira is a maiden 100 in one-day international cricket and couldn't...
Sri Lanka went on to win the third and final ODI by 6 wickets with 15 balls to spare. The victory ensured that Sri Lanka won the ODI series 3-0.
Is at the crease when the match is won, and that he wins the match, and indeed
Sachit Senanaika was awarded the man of the series.
They fought hard and Sri Lanka deserving winners.
All counts, and there you are. They're the winners of the Sahara Cup. Sachit Senanaika, the man of the series, for the contribution he made.
And on to news from the domestic rugby scene. Navy Sports Club maintained their unbeaten streak in the penultimate game of the Inter-Club Rugby Championship as they secured victory over Havelock Sports Club. Now, Havies exploited home conditions as they drew first blood in the encounter. However, the Navy Sports Club bounced back and by lemons led 10-8 after scoring 1 try, duly converted, and a penalty. Now, the Sailors played a more offensive game in the second half, adding 10 more points to their score sheet. The hosts only managed to score a solitary try in the second half. The scoreline at the long whistle read 20-13 in favour of Navy SC. Navy, who won the Inter-Club Rugby Championship last week, were officially crowned the winners today. And that's a wrap of the weekend primetime news bulletin. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you with me. Just a reminder, you can keep abreast of the latest headline making news by logging on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. This is Nadim Majid bidding you good night and good luck.
Hotline 0114